Just looking at Russia's chart again this morning, and like I said, they're in a very frustrated cycle since the late 2021 through 2022, and they're in a period of frustration and kind of like limitations and restrictions. And actually, it makes a lot of sense with the war with Ukraine from their point of view. They've been taking heavy casualties. There's a lot of sanctions on them from the NATO and the United States. They've been involved with having heavy losses as far as their soldiers and equipment goes. I was looking at things on the internet. They lost a lot of tanks, a lot of men died. And as it is, the men to women ratio in Russia, the women outnumber men by a lot. Like there's 14% less men than women in Russia, and Russia only has half the population of the United States and almost twice the area. And their standard of living, they never reached the point of the United States where the average person, like has a car and a life and, and so forth. Even though the United States in the 2021, late 2021 through 2022 cycle is a period of meeting and overcoming challenges, which is inflation, high gas prices, shortages in the market, COVID, etc. And I also made those films about how the outsourcing has really decreased the lifestyle of the United States, I think, since the 60s, the 1960s, when they started outsourcing and giving our technology and to other countries, in particular China. The reason China was able to build such a large navy and all the lifestyle that they have and their expansion had a lot to do with them doing all the manufacturing and their $350 billion deficit, trading deficit with the United States to the advantage of China. That's why so many products in the markets come from China. And when you give away the technology, you give away the lifestyle, and when people make money, it's the wealth spreads to other people. Then they can buy things, and other people are making a good living because people who are manufacturing things are making good money and they're living better, and it's called spreading the wealth. And ever since the decline since the 60s, 1960s, where the politicians and the CEOs allowed American outsourcing and manufacturing to leave the country. I mean, Michigan was once called Motor City, and now it's devastated because they don't make cars in Detroit anymore. And Detroit was like the place that everybody admired. So a lot of damage was done to this country by greed of the CEOs and the politicians that looked the other way. And I hope the United States eventually reverses that tendency. When we had World War II, we were able to outproduce the rest of the world put together. The car manufacturers started making tanks, and women started doing the job of men in manufacturing as the soldiers were off to war. And if something like that happened again, we don't have all of that. We gave it away to other places, and it's a sad thing. And I hope the politicians reevaluate their behavior and that the CEOs start looking towards the United States as their home and a place that they have to protect rather than just go for the immediate dollar.